Surprise! AMD just unveiled their brand new 6000 series GPUs. It was a global launch event yesterday and we already got our hands on one of them, and today I'm like super excited to talk about this. So this is like a refresh to their already existing 6000 series GPUs. You know, like how Nvidia has a super edition GPUs, this is something similar to that. So guys, during the announcement AMD unveiled like three different brand new GPUs. We've got like 6650 XT, 6750 XT and 6950 XT, their top end. And today in the house we got our hands on the 6750 XT. That too, this is from MSI, their gaming X Trio edition, and I'm like super excited guys. Basically in this video I'll give you like a complete walkthrough of the card, and I'll tell you like what has improved, what's new on this card compared to previous gen. I'll also do a bit of comparison, you know, to their previous 6700 XT and also compared to the competition. And there's a lot of useful information that is going to be in this video, so make sure to watch it till the end and don't skip any part, as it can be like quite crucial in case if you're planning to buy a brand new GPU in 2022. And that is it. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. So boys, here's our brand new Radeon GPU from AMD, and that too, this is the MSI edition, their top of the line gaming X Trio triple fan edition GPU guys. And as I've told you, this new 67XT is still based on their RDNA2 architecture and features 12 gigs of GDDR6 memory that is great for 1440p gaming. And yes, it does support PCI Gen 4 as well. Going to the back side, we've got some features and highlights mentioned about the card. Gaming X Trio is MSI's triple fan GPU that features the Torx Fan 4.0, has a metal backplate, zero frozen technology, and much more, which we'll be talking about at a later part as and how we proceed in the video. There's an accessory box at the top which includes some paperwork, and here it is, our brand new GPU, and whoa, that's a chunky boy right there. Look at this thing, such a beefy looking card. You know, I really like the design language of this edition. Gaming X Trio is a total badass looking card. And lastly, in the package, you do get an anti-sag GPU holder as well included. So that is it. Now let's have a closer look at the GPU and talk about the design and the build quality. As mentioned earlier, MSI's Gaming X Trio is a triple fan edition of the Radeon 6750 XT and feels massive in the hand. Has a beautiful look with a streak of claw marks over here and very good build quality. Top notch, I can say. And these are the new Torx Fan 4.0, 10 blade fans with adjacent one bound together to improve the overall airflow and cooling. Now going to the top side, you can check out the thickness over here. It's a 2.7 slot GPU with a chunky block of heatsink running through it. Requires two 8-pin power connectors, and you see this translucent bar over here. This is the RGB element, fully customizable using Mystic lighting software. And here's how the back of the GPU looks like. Has a full custom metal backplate, aluminum to be precise, and that is it, nothing much over here. On the bottom you just have a PCI 4.0 connector. Let me give you all a closer look and also show you the available connectivity ports on it. You've got 3 display ports and 1 HDMI 2.1, and the card supports up to 8K displays as well. So that's it, our complete overview on the design and build quality part. Now let's talk about the specs, and let me tell you like what has majorly improved over the last gen. So just like the 6700 XT, even the newer 6750 XT is still based on the same RDNA2 architecture and 7nm TSMC process. Even the hardware is pretty much the same, but the new variant actually features like improved clock frequencies, memory speeds, and some under the hood improvements. 6750 XT features 40 compute units and 40 ray accelerators. Has a game clock of 2495 MHz, so almost like 70 MHz boost over the previous gen, and has a boost clock frequency of up to 2600 MHz. It's still got the same 12GB GDDR6 memory, but now runs at a much faster memory speed of 18 Gbps. Even the infinity cache on this card has been increased to 96 MB. So combine that with AMD Smart Access memory, the brand is definitely trying to be competitive. Also, the memory bandwidth has been increased by almost 12.5% over here. But how much difference does all of these make in the real world? Well, you'll get to know that in a moment. So before actually jumping into the benchmarks and talking about the performance and all that, let me quickly tell you about the test bench setup I'll be using. Now obviously, to bring out the best out of this GPU, I'll be going with full AMD setup. The CPU I'm using is Ryzen 7 5800X. Motherboard is from ASUS, their TUF Series X570. Pair that with 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM from Corsair, clocked at 3200 MHz, and all that being powered by a 650 watt power supply. 650 watt is the minimum recommended PSU for 6750 XT. Alright then, let's jump into the benchmarks. Now AMD said that the 6750 XT is targeted mainly for 1440p gamers, and that is what we'll be aiming for in this video. We'll be playing all these games at 1440p resolution with the graphics set to like very high or ultra and see what the card can do. First off, we'll be playing Cyberpunk 2077. See, Cyberpunk is a very graphic intensive game, so let's see how it goes. Okay. Hey, not bad, right? On an average, we were getting around 55 to 60 FPS, that were 1440p max graphic settings. I definitely see some improvements over here. So basically, if you can play Cyberpunk at 1440p max graphics with a smooth 60 FPS result, then this card can handle almost any AAA title game with a similar performance, or sometimes like even with better results. I remember testing out the same game on the previous gen 6700 XT, and there we got only around 45 frames per second. So I'm seeing around like 9 to 10% improved performance on this new gen GPU. Again though, AMD Smart Access Memory was enabled, so that might also be playing a key role. Not just Cyberpunk, I've even tested like a couple of other games as well, like Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and over there I was getting around like 85 FPS on Assassin's Creed and 103 FPS on Far Cry 6. Graphic settings were set to ultra, and based on all of these testings, I can definitely say 6750 XT does what it says. You can easily play most of your favorite AAA titles at 1440p ultra settings with a smooth gaming experience. And coming to 1080p, now you don't even need to ask. In games like GTA 5, it maxed out to 188 consistent FPS at 1080p Ultra. So basically, this card is like meant for high frame rate gaming at 1080p, or you can do like quality 60 FPS gaming at 1440p resolution. This is the kind of results you can expect over here. You can do a bit of occasional 4K gaming as well, but only on select optimized game titles at high settings, and there you can expect around like 40 FPS on an average. So now comes the main question, guys, like where does this card stand in today's market and how is it compared to the competition? So compared to AMD's own previous gen, 6750 XT is almost 9 to 10% faster than the 6700 XT. So last year I remember 6700 XT was behind Nvidia's 3070, but with this new 6750 XT they finally went a step ahead and made their mark. So right now 6750 XT sits in between 3070 and 3070 Ti. It's slightly faster than the 3070 but a step behind 3070 Ti. 3070 Ti is still almost like 6 to 7% faster than the 6750 XT. And talking about the ray tracing performance, yes, just like last gen, even this one supports ray tracing. But to be honest, ray tracing performance is still not that practical, guys. Because see, as soon as you enable DXR, there's almost like 52 to 55% of performance drop. For example, we were playing Cyberpunk, right? We were getting around 55 to 60 FPS. And when ray tracing was enabled, performance dropped to almost like 25 to 28 FPS. So it's not very much playable right now and also falls behind Nvidia in ray tracing performance. But apart from that, if you look at the thermals were decent. After gaming for like 1 hour, the GPU was reaching around 68 to 70 degrees. And I do have to mention, fan noise on this particular GPU was very minimum, guys. So kudos to MSI. We're almost coming to an end, so let's talk about the pricing. See, Indian pricing is still not known for this card because it was just launched yesterday, right, globally. But looking at the current market and scenario, I believe it might be priced somewhere around 80 to 85,000 rupees. If AMD wants to give like tough competition to Nvidia, they'll definitely have to keep it lower than 3070. That way you'll get like a better performing card at better value. Anyways, what do you guys think about this card? Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video and got to know everything. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more new awesome videos. And I'll see you all in my next one.